that Klaus is going to be an outstanding coach at Stanford.
Well, we are underway as the Cardinal takes the opening tip in front of a packed house here at Cameron Indoor. Here's Blakes with a touch right around midcourt. Gets it off for Sellers, who comes in averaging about 14. They've got 3 guys averaging in double figures. Reno just had it go off his fingertips. He pleads his case. He didn't think that was true, but it's a turnover.
The only chance they have to win here today, I believe 2 things have to happen. I really believe that Reno is going to have a fantastic game, and they're going to have to do a great job taking away the 3 ball from Duke.
Well, he's absolutely capable, Dickie V, of having a fantastic game, but you see the Blue Devils going inside early. OB, we've seen that a lot with Malawatch with a jam to start it off.
Look at the Stanford starting lineup. We mentioned Blakes, who's coming in averaging 15 points a game. The Duke transfer, as you guys said, has improved as anybody in the country. He was like a 2 or 3 point a game guy for Duke. He was on some great teams here. His runner will be off target. He's already come back east and shocked North Carolina in an ACC game. As we check out the Duke starting lineup, we just saw Malawatch go sky high. He's 7-2 to begin with on the first basket today.
Tell you one thing, once you penetrate and get any kind of help, it's lob city, and that's where he scores on the lob. Had a good game the last game, goes double-double at 10 and 12 rebounds, and he's got great potential when he's like Malawatch.
And last time, Dickie B actually knocked down a 3 ball, so I was waiting for you to get here and talk about him.
I know, he hit 2 doesn't year. But he hit that one you had against Carolina. Wow, Carolina had to say to himself, man, what else is going on against me? What's happened down here in Chapel Hill?
Sellers with the foul to put Knipple at the line, where he makes 88%. He's the best foul shooter for the Duke Blue Devils. The one thing that really stands out about Stanford is they make their foul shots. They're up around 86% in conference play.
There has to be some type of engineering behind that. I mean, you would only expect for the Cardinal to be able to figure out a way to make free throws even easier.
Reno with a big dribble, lofts it up there short. Rebound kicked out of play, and it'll be Duke ball.
One of the ways where Duke makes life for you on offense so difficult is their ability to switch. Everyone on the roster, outside of my guy Spencer Hubbard, 6'5" and up. So Dickie V, when they're switching, they're still putting size on a post player.
Really big thing, no question about it.
Flagg banging bodies there, lofts it up there and takes the foul, and he'll be off to the line where he makes 81%.
We got a little isolation one-on-one. Big story publicized yesterday. Cooper says, I think I may be coming back to Duke. I love it so much. Man, I got better chance, Obi, of growing here than coming back to Duke. There ain't no way that's going to happen. No way.
So you don't buy it for a minute. Neither one of you guys buy it for a minute. The Cooper Flagg, who just might, this is the innocence in me, I'm like, maybe he just loves the student body, loves being on campus so much, loves wearing that uniform.
Yeah, there's no question he's making good money, obviously, with the NIL, but I'll tell you what, that check he's going to see at the next level is a whole different world. Can't take a chance of an injury. Can't take a chance.
Can't take that chance, and this is one of the reasons why Cooper Flagg reclassed up. He was actually in the 2025 high school class, and so he would be a senior right now. He reclassed up to be able to get to the draft earlier with a December 21st birthday that allows him to be draft eligible this year. And he will be the #1 pick in the 2025 NBA draft.
Duke making a trap there and making life very tough for Blakes as it's knocked out of play. A 6-0 start for Duke, and a shot clock a factor here, down to 7.
I'll tell you one thing, Obi. When you have a formula, you're top 5 in the country, offensive and defensively efficiency, you got a formula for success, and that's what Duke has.
And going to turn that over as the shot clock was winding down there.
We see that defense from the Blue Devils early, and it starts with the length of the everyone 6'5" and up, the tallest team in America, but being able to switch doesn't allow you to run your offense. Dickie V, when you were coaching and you come into a building and they won't let you run your offense, then what do after that?
Flagg straight on and off target on a triple.
You get out to prayer. Catholic religion, you get out to St. Jude, the miracle worker.
Sellers wanted to run the 6'5" junior. He comes in at 14 points a game. And the first one switched in by the 7-footer Reno on the money.
They needed that big time.
Flagg trying to return the favor, but can't do it. Agarwal up top to Blakes. They'll swing it for Young, and Young can't cash in with a long one. Proctor to push the tempo. He's really been a hot hand these days for Duke. James tiptoeing that line. Knippel's open. Got it.
He can flat out shoot the ball. What a year he has had. That diaper dandy. Think of the publicity and notoriety he would get if he didn't have a teammate like Cooper Flagg, even though Cooper helps him have a great year.
But one of the things that Kyle Smith was talking about was hanging in early against Duke. That's going to rattle home. Good touch there by Sellers, who, by the way, makes 41% from three-point land.
He's a transfer. He's a guy that Stanford finally led in transfer. First time since like 2000, I believe it was 8.
Proctor averaging over 16 points a game each of the last 4 games. Rebound torn away. Agarwal, good strength there. The sophomore's had some really nice games during the stretch recently. He had 14 points against Wake. He had 10 against NC State. And a whistle inside. No basket. A foul before that.
The Cardinal coming into Cameron Indoor, knocking down the 3. Maxime Raynaud, who was over in his Wednesday effort from beyond the arc against Georgia Tech. But anything you can do, I can do better. Knippel returning the favor for the Blue Devils on the other end.
Tell you one thing, right now, his stock is going up in the NBA. People, he's got to get a little bit more physical. He's got to get stronger physically, and I think that'll help him tremendous. He's got a great attitude. He was a walk-on. Yeah. He was a walk-on at one time.
7-1 senior from Paris.
Dickie V, I'm walking around the building pregame, and there are a bunch of NBA scouts in the building, of course, the opportunity to see Maxime Raynaud, as well as, I think they know enough about Cooper Flagg. But guess what all they're asking me about? Not Raynaud, not Cooper Flagg. Where's Dickie V? That's all they want to know, OB.
Well, those guys do a heck of a job. Oh, what a nice cut without the ball.
And Proctor will lay it in.
Great play. Moving without the basketball, a lost art. You move without the ball, you get people involved, you got yourself a chance for a good shot.
Duke #1 in the conference in assists. A terrific passing team. Backing into the lane. Agarwal gets it outside for Reno, and he'll that one down.
But how about the help from Malik Brown, really? And when he turns his head, Reno relocates to the corner. You can't leave a big man that shoots as well as Maxime Raynaud and give up an easy 3 in comparison to a tough 2.
He's got really a nice stroke. The leader in the nation with double-doubles. There's 20 this year.
James on the drive, takes the...
Yeah. I got my guy Ryan Lacrosse up at Notre Dame. Sister graduated, was a tennis player.
A lot of talent. A lot of talent. I can see you on the courts in the backyard, schooling the ball. Great. Here, watch Dickie V's backhand. Watch this. It's a thing of beauty.
I got no backhand. I try to hide it.
There's the boss.
There's my son-in-law, my daughter. My wife smiled, Lorraine, you're on TV. Smile. She's so serious. And my daughter in the middle, she went to Notre Dame. Her husband played quarterback back up there to Ron Powlis at Notre Dame. Is now a judge. Really, I'm so blessed with a beautiful family.
James knocking him down at the line to put Duke in front 13-10. And Duke off to a 6-for-6 start at the line. Now the Cardinal has not gone to an NCAA tournament in over a decade. It has been a long drought for them.
Yeah, it really has been. But it's some great teams. You're talking about with Mike Montgomery.
Sellers right on target from 3-point distance.
He can shoot the threes you talked about earlier, Obi. You're so well prepared, you and Corey. I hope I don't spoil your party.
Well, he's #2 in ACC games at 46.4%. And returning the favor quickly is Tyrese Proctor. Man, has he been locked in.
He's been the hot hand for the Blue Devils. Had a big performance for them on the road at Clemson. He was the guy that got them going, knocked down 4 threes in that game, and is really continuing to play more and more confidence. John Shire loves the way he's grown up as of late.
Yeah, he really has played well, Corey. Getting good shots, making them count.
Tough shot by Reno, knocked out by Stanford, so it'll be Duke ball.
Obi, you mentioned it earlier, though. The Blue Devils lead the ACC at about 17 assists per game. They share the basketball extremely well. Already 4 assists in this game. So they continue about what they're about, sharing the basketball, giving up a good shot for a great shot.
I'll tell you one thing, when you share the ball like that, there goes Mr. Boy, when he used that left hand, he is so efficient with the left hand. He uses it quite often as well. Cooper Flagg, I don't want to make excuses for him. I thought he was under the weather, and especially in the first half, he looked it big time
against Clemson. Yeah, John Sharp said you were right. He was under the weather. He started to cramp up late in that game. The turnover, James picks it off. Flagg on the run, and a blocking foul against the Cardinal.
You know, people love playing with him, like a guy like him. Corey is super, just always thinking pass. Right there was another example. He was thinking pass, pass, pass.
And I know you were locked in on Wednesday watching Cooper Flagg when he continued to go to the basket time and time again and use that left hand as he does on the last play. But he gets to the rim and does a great job of using that wingspan and his big hands to avoid shot blockers, going to that left hand and finishing off the glass.
He's coming off 27 against Cal, and he's on his way to another big one maybe today as he absolutely drains a long one. He has 7 points in a time. Kyle Smith, the Stanford head coach, was fearful of when we met with him before the game.
Well, they got what Clark Kello always talks about, spurtability. And I'll tell you one thing, they're going to spurt you. They put you away. You got to hang. You can't let them get that big spurt. I really like this guy. I think he's going to be a special coach. He learned a great deal from Randy Bennett. We worked under down at St. Mary's. And I'll tell you this, he did a tremendous job at Columbia. He then did a great job when he went to San Francisco. And he did a super job with the Cougars up at Washington State. 25 wins last year, won a game in the NCAA tournament. And Stanford came calling, baby.
Well, Dickie V, we talked to him about the travel, and he said, well, to be completely honest, the travel, even though they're coming across country, is a step up for him. They struggled with their travel at times at Washington State a year ago, so it's been an upgrade for him. Even at least they got great planes to make that trip cross country.
I charter planes now. So we had all commercial buses. Things are a little different.
Proctor with the airborne pass to James. Decides not to take a long one. Proctor, great head fake for a 3. And it won't drop for him.
Tell you, want to mention something, James. What a job. He's in the last 7 games. He's averaged 5 assists per turnover. It's unbelievable the way he's distributed the ball.
Blake's trying to take the baseline. The pass didn't get there. Tried to get it off in the corner there for Okpara, but it never made it. They're talking about the Stanford travel, those 3,000-mile trips, and look at the record by Coast. When they're playing on the West Coast, they've been dynamite. 1-4 on the East Coast. That win in the final seconds against North Carolina.
But that top note is the important one. You're missing 4 weeks of a 10-week quarter. We're not talking about the average university. We're talking about Stanford. Missing class at Stanford is a big deal.
Blake's with a scoop shot, no, on the reverse. And knocked out a play by the Duke Blue Devils.
You know, and another thing with that, Obi, Dickie V, when you go to Stanford, and Kyle Smith made this clear to us, you have to want to be there. There is an academic requirement for you that you may not find in all universities. So you're talking about guys that want to be there and want to get that Stanford degree.
I would never, ever had that problem because I had no grades. 0. I would have had no shot. It's great that my grandkids are at schools like Duke and Notre Dame because I couldn't spell Duke if they gave me the D.
It'll be Stanford ball from the baseline. Blake's to put it in with 12:35 to go here in the first half.
They got to get Blake's going. He's not been able to get going. Right now, I think he's a little bit, you know, he's raw back here. He's got a degree from Duke. Now he's going to have a graduate degree from Stanford.
Yeah.
What a combination that's going to be.
Couldn't get it in and had to call a timeout. 21-15. Duke just the 1 loss in conference play to the Clemson Tigers on the road. Duke remains the only team in the country to average 80 points or more while holding opponents to 60 points or less.
The last winning record they had was 2020-2021. They were 14-13. That's not going to last long with Kyle Smith. He's going to turn this to a winning program.
Okpara lost the dribble. Great hustle by Knipple hitting the deck. And a tie-up on the play. That was with 6 on the shot clock. And Duke will take over the basketball.
But we see how quickly Knipple was to the floor. Gieler was a little indecisive as to whether or not he was going to dive after the basketball. There was no indecision by Con Knipple. He was immediately on the floor going after the basketball, and because of his effort, the Blue Devils get possession.
Well, you know, when you watch him play, you get that with his personality. He's a fierce competitor.
Gillis will turn and fire. Got a nice look, but it glances off the iron.
And that's his expertise. He did a great job at Purdue. They went to the final game with Mr. Edey and company. But I'll tell you one thing, he helped big time with that three-point shot.
And he helps Duke with their defense. They missed him severely in that Clemson loss. He's the guy that normally comes in and plays those minutes at the 4 behind Cooper Flagg. Cooper had to play 38 minutes in that game with no Gillis.
Okpara with the hook did a great job keeping that foot down.
Tell you one thing, he did a nice job. He's very physical. He came, by the way, Okpara. He came from Harvard. By the way, congratulations, Tommy Hamilton. He got 300 wins last night. Only 4 coaches in the Ivy League ever had 300 wins. Congratulations. And Tommy was always one of my favorite players here at Duke.
He's had a lot of good years, too, at Harvard. Proctor on the drive. Off the window. Banks it in. He just kept on churning.
I'm with you.
Keeps going up and up.
It absolutely does, but I'm with you. I actually, and I'm going to say this on national TV, I actually liked Duke in the 80s with the famous backcourt of Tommy Amaker and Johnny Dawkins together. The class that saved Coach K, of course, TA was in 87, not 86, but I have to admit I was a Duke fan at the time.
Well, here's Gillis again to knock back a 3.
He's a big fan right now. He's got a big fan. John Shire, baby.
Yes, he absolutely does.
You mentioned Johnny Dawkins. He's the last coach at Stanford in 2014 to go to the NCAA tournament. Johnny then definitely is one of my all-time favorite players. He's the one that started his program rolling when Coach K got a yes from him.
Sellers up against Malowacz. That's going to be a tough battle to win. Here's Sellers again, but no. Rebound up and off the window. And multiple opportunities here for Stanford. It's out off them. And Duke in front 26-17. We're talking about the more recent history of Stanford. But
Arizona was number 12. Some great players in that game. But what a moment when Robinson hit that shot. Was just a great, great moment for Stanford basketball.
I'm still caught up with Tiger Woods out there storming the court. How about that? Did he come over and take a selfie with you back then?
Oh, man. I wanted to get his picture, man. I was the groupie.
Knipple taking some contact. Nice job banking it in for 2. And he has 7.
I really think the next 4 minutes, guys, I really believe it's Corey and Dave. It can be danger time for Stanford. You got to try somehow to avoid a spurt by Duke here. It could be blowout.
And it happens in every Duke game, right? There's going to be a point to where they get plays like that, going for Malowacz with the block, turning into points on the other end with an advantage.
Big
Are
guy
you serious?
with the swat. Here's James from the corner.
Here come the Dukies. Here come the Dukies. And the Cameron Crazies are going wild, baby. Oh, man. What a block shot that was. That's why I drafted him so high. Look at that block shot by Malowacz. What a great block.
The rim protector for the Blue Devils and facing a different challenge in having to guard Reno out beyond the three-point arc, but however, still able to get back in and control the paint.
Been tough for him to take that baseline. Here's Young. He quiets the crowd for a moment.
You know, Young is going to be a very good player, especially on a defensive end. They like his potential defense.
Duke could not be much hotter. They have made 8 of their last 10 shots. Here's Knipple. Over the top for Malowacz. Intended for him, but a whistle. A foul on the deck. 8:44 to go in the half.
Our guy at ESPN, Jonathan Givony, does a great job with the NBA evaluations. Ready for this? He's got 3 players from Duke in the top 6 players. Top 6. Are you kidding me? They have 3 in the top 6. It's unbelievable. That's how, you know, how talented they are. He has certainly Flagg 1. He has Knipple 6. And he has right there the dunking machine.
Malowacz with the slam.
7. That's 3 coaches would die to get 1. That's 3 on 1 team.
So what you're saying is you approve of the job that John Shire and Rachel Baker have done assembling this team.
Oh, man, phenomenal job what he's done.
Can he get rolling? Nothing falling for him. And look at Flagg go up with a one-handed rebound.
Watch the pass. He's looking to make the pass.
He will back it out beyond the three-point line. Working on Reno, head-to-head, and up and in.
How good? How good? Are you kidding me? Coming back to college, there's no way.
No chance.
Alexander.
No chance.
There is no hair growing on your head. Let's put it that way. That ain't going to happen.
Right.
Yeah. 15-point lead here for Duke. Reno wants a long one. Malawach high up for the rebound.
I sense it was going to happen in terms of that little spurt by them. They are so talented.
Flagg looking for some room. Gets doubled up, a fall away.
That was a tough shot.
Malawach went for the save. And it will be a foul in the lane with 7:27 left in the half.
That quick.
That's impressive as heck. 7:27 to go first half. Favorite Cameron Indoor. The inbounds and a slam from Malawach. How do you let him get free like that?
What unbelievable execution. The execution is incredible. Think about this. They have 9 assists with 0 turnovers.
And Dickie V, I feel as though Common Malawach really grew up as a player when Malik Brown was injured. He was forced to have to play more minutes, and Obi, he built a tremendous amount of confidence during that time.
Tell you one thing, he's a terrific defensive player. You know what he does really great? Deflections. And they chart deflections. And you know when it all started? I'm going to give you a little tip. Deflections started years ago by a former assistant coach at Duke. How are these for 2 assistant coaches? You won't believe this. I know you won't believe it, Corey. 2 assistants here to a great coach, Vic Bubas in the 60s, was a guy who just retired from television the other day, U.B. Brown, assistant.
Wow.
And guess who else was his partner's assistant?
Who's that?
Chuck Daly.
I tell you what, that's a staff right there.
Wow.
Where were you on the staff?
Where was I?
They weren't going to give you a job?
I was coaching a little high school.
Yeah, I remember you coaching a little high school. I watched the documentary.
Knipple with the pick. And it will be Duke ball here.
I know it did. I told you, I saw the documentary. That wasn't no little high school. You guys were good. Good enough to get you a college job.
Well, we played the games on the road. We didn't have a home court. East Rutherford, the Wildcats. Dwight Hall, Kim, my guy, Mr. Becker, Leslie Cason. Oh, man, those are great young guys.
Cooper Flagg in the offensive zone. Duke number 5 in scoring defense, exerting their will again defensively, holding opponents to about 60. Proctor on target from three-point land.
I mean, that passing the basketball, knowing where the right guy is, getting the ball to the right guy who's hot, Proctor. That's just beautiful basketball. That's a clinic they're putting on.
Sellers a fall away short. Now Proctor already with 10. Back to Flagg. And tapped out of play by Sellers, so Duke will retain.
Duke continues to share the basketball, up to 10 assists. But it's so many different guys getting involved. Cooper Flagg will get the hockey assist. Malik Brown finding Tyrese Proctor in the corner, knocking down the 3-ball. Malik Brown reading the defense even before he catches the basketball, Dickie V.
Yeah, he's a really solid player they got from Syracuse. Did Jim Mahan tell you about him?
He did tell me a little bit about him.
I watch you guys having a great time up here. And Mr. Durham, who I really like.
Blake's picked off by Knipple. Read that perfectly.
3-ball coming from Slim right here. You see it. Cooper already sees him. Oh, he missed that one.
Turn around, and that glances away.
I thought that one was going to Showtime Slim. Isaiah Evans in the corner.
Evans hitting 43% beyond that three-point line for the year.
Can't get any shots at all.
Reno, by the way,
right now.
Having a tough time. He's 2 for 8, Dick.
Yeah, 2 threes made.
Blake's with a scoop shot. Another tough shot. All of his have been difficult shots.
Yep.
Proctor keeps on trucking again for 2.
And that was an attempt to foul Proctor. They actually grabbed him by the shirt, but give Tyrese Proctor credit. He doesn't even flinch at that, recognizing that's my little big sis.
Yeah,
yes.
Ron Staley. And also, I mean, Gino Auriemma, what a job he has done, the Paisan. That's what happens when you eat a lot of rigatoni, you eat a lot of lasagna.
Why hasn't that worked for me? That's all I've done my entire life. Duke on a 21-5 run. Raynaud's been very cold. Not this time as he sticks the triple.
You know, one thing he's achieved, think about this. He's led unbelievable the conference in scoring and in rebounding. Only a few other guys have done that. Tyler Hansbrough did it. Tim Duncan did it. Bagley did it when he played here at Duke. And then missed one out. Oh, I got it now. Horace Grant.
Oh, wow.
Horace Grant did it. They're the only guys to do that lead the conference. And Tyler, you talk about a favorite, him and Duncan.
Proctor
Special.
taking on Reno. The scoop, no. Reno defended that beautifully. Here's the heave with a shot clock winding down. Evans can't hit it.
He's got nice skills when you look at Reno. Think about where he's come as a walk-on player. Very close friends with Wemby.
Yes.
He's very close with Wemby.
That's his chess partner. Those two guys played chess together. The first time I ever saw Victor Wembanyama, he was actually playing 2-on-2, and his teammate was Maxime Raynaud.
The incredibly talented Mr. Hart.
OB, I'm taking you over Kevin Hart in the game, though. I watched Kevin Hart win the celebrity MVP in the celebrity game. I'm going with OB. I saw your work at Syracuse. Saw the picture of you out there hooping. And you got the height advantage over Kevin Hart, by the way.
I'm
taking you.
By maybe 1.5 inches, maybe. Yeah.
I know one thing he doesn't have over Mr. Hart. That cash register that goes ding-a-ling-ding, ding-a-ling-ding.
Keeps going, too. Keeps going. Yeah. I know. Evans will fire that pass out. A turnover. And Duke with their first of the game.
Yeah. How cool. She's unbelievable. Harper Harold, she's battling bone cancer. She's really like she's a hero's guest to John Shire. Terrific young girl,
Reno,
10 years of age.
Can't get that one to go. Just 10 years old.
Yep. I want to simply say, if you want to get chances on that car, make sure you go to v.org/VitalRaffle. v.org/VitalRaffle. Heck with the 2 point. I don't care about it. More important is raising money for kids battling cancer.
Proctor with 15. And the lead balloons to 45-27 Duke. Reno off the fake on Malawach. Got it.
That's his first bucket inside the three-point line. Raynaud with the jump hook. We saw it with the left hand from that side. This time he's able to get it to go with the right hand, but great touch for a 7-footer.
You know, right now, if you're Kyle, right now, the coach, Smith, you just hope that you can get this to 10. If you can go in a locker room at 10, for them would be a victory. You don't want it to get to 20. Nice fake.
Reno going for the slam with both hands.
He
shows a lot of potential. He really does. He shows a lot of potential.
And we talk about NBA guys. And you think about a guy like Maxime Raynaud with the ability to shoot the 3 balls he's already shown, and now showing his ability to show touch around the rim as well as put it on the floor.
7'1".
This is a guy you've got to like, right, Dickie V?
Wow.
Attacking the basket with the finish. Harper's
able to get going at all. I think coming back home has made it tough, psychological. He's well loved here. Everybody loves him. Coach K come out to see him. We welcome him back. A beautiful young guy. Went to Blair Academy in New Jersey. He's been playing so great. I don't think he's scored yet, has he?
Proctor off the spin knocks it in.
And that's the reason why. Because when you come back, I can remember my first game after going to the Denver Nuggets and going back to San Antonio, they did not want me to get off. And so you think about Tyrese Proctor and what he's done in this game.
Yep.
One thing for certain, even though he's scoring at a major clip, 15 points for him already, his biggest effort was making sure that Jalen Blakes does not have a big game here on the floor.
He's 0 for 4 today. He has been completely shut down, and now he's 0 for 5.
Really struggled for the kid. I really believe psychologically it's been tough on him.
Blakes pokes that one away to stop the fast break. 1:15 to go. Now, during their practice on this floor before the game, Coach K came down to shake his hand and wish him well and tell him he's very proud of him.
Well, he really, really loved him. He loved him when he recruited him.
Proctor again. working on a 17-point first half.
I sit in amazement when I think about when Johnny Dawkins came here. Coach K got a commit from him, and how from that moment what he achieved and his numbers. They should make Coach K the commissioner of basketball for college basketball. He would be ideal. And the commissioner of football should be saving. Why not take advantage of resources like that?
Reno with another one. That one is all nets. He has 18.
Tell you what, it's down to 13.
Let me ask you this. Do you think Coach K, and we'll talk about in the second half, you think Coach K wants to work that hard? That's a tough job to take right now, Dickie V.
Tell you what, he's a man that can handle it, I can tell you that, just like he did with the Olympics.
Well, Stanford making a late run here at Cameron Indoor. Healer on Flagg.
How about a 6'9" guy handling the basketball against a 6-foot guy at the top of the key with no issues whatsoever?
The spin dribble, get away.
Gets the shot up there. Malawach with a follow, and it'll count. And that's the end of the first half. Malawach getting it up and in to make it 49-34.
He has played really brilliant when you talk about Proctor.
Yeah, averaging about 19 points a game over those last 4, so he's really exploded. Is Reno with a second half touch. Puts it to the deck, swatted away by Malawach, but a blocking foul. And they'll get Proctor for that. It'll be number 2 on him.
Reno on the ground holding that left wrist. Looked as though he tried to brace his fall. Attacking the basket, turning it, and you see that left wrist going to the ground immediately. All of his body weight going down on that left wrist. He's up, headed to the free throw line, but paying that left wrist a lot of attention.
Yeah, his pals who play with him on the French national team had that look on their face. His mom here on hand, his mom Vanessa in the crowd.
I met them last night at dinner. They came over, we said hello, and what a nice kid. I tell you, just classy in every way. Bombing on a shot right there, even though it's the left wrist that controls guiding of the basketball.
His mom was a hooper in France, but OB, the first game I had of Maxime Raynaud, he said, hey, make sure to talk nice about me. My mom is watching.
Well, he kind of makes it easy.
He really does. He's definitely made it easy here this afternoon.
I love to see young guys give recognition to mom, man. So special.
Raynaud with 19.
Great spacing. You can't get a whole lot of help on them because they get such great spacing offensively.
But they got great spacing because they've got so many great shooters on the floor.
Knipel over the top.
That doesn't hurt.
Couldn't get the pass there from Malawach. 49-35, the Duke Blue Devils.
Let's get him one-on-one.
Reno with that left hand. No. Malawach with the board.
He uses the left hand quite a bit as well.
He really does. Both hands around the rim, yes.
James penetrates off the window and a foul too.
That's so underrated. He wasn't underrated when he played at Tulane. He's not underrated in the eyes of John Shire. He's not underrated in the lives of his teammates. He has been just a different maker getting into that starting lineup. So physical. That was an example of his strength going to the basket.
Dickie V, he gave up football after tearing his ACL as a youngster, so he decided to pick up the basketball. And it's been a great decision for him.
Very smart.
Sellers his second foul and a three-point play.
You know, he's labeled right now, according to our experts at ESPN, a second-round draft choice. And he's really going to get a chance.
I'll be honest with you. We had him at CP3 camp, elite camp earlier, all point guards. And it was combined with Jason Tatum camp. I thought he was a small forward, OB. When he walks in the door, I'm like, no way this guy's a point guard.
Yeah.
But then when you see his skill on the floor, he absolutely can match it with that physicality. And one of the reasons why Duke is one of the best teams in the country, maybe the best team in the country, is because they made the move to put him at the starting point guard spot.
Knipel just picked up foul number 1. Sion James, one of Duke's true guards, who is 6'6", on the tallest team in the country. Flagg came over to help out defensively. Reno again. Even though he missed that one, you guys have been raving about the touch. And a whistle here with 18:31 to go in the half. And that'll go against Sion James, his first.
You know, I normally don't ever root for a player, but I'm really rooting for the kid Blake's to really start to have a good second half. I know how much it means to him coming back to Duke, where he graduated, played here 4 years. And I know he's been so great all year. 14.5 a game, leads the team in steals, assists.
Sellers got a good-looking shot. Knocks that down. He comes in at 14 points a game.
Excellent shooter. Came in with a big-time reputation of shooting the ball.
I think if you look at your numbers on Jalen Blakes, however, the last 2 seasons, and you consider that he had a stretch where he was a starter for the Blue Devils during that 2022 year, I believe. And he scored 16 and 17 points in back-to-back games for them. So he showed flashes of this, what we're seeing for now at Stanford, but just so much talent with this Blue Devil squad over his tenure in his 3 years here. By the way, graduating from Duke in 3 years, hats off to that young man. He's a graduate student at Stanford because he got the job done academically here in Durham.
I'll tell you this right now. He's not going to have too many dark days once he becomes a graduate at Stanford with his graduate degree, combined with the Duke degree, combined with his personality, his attitude. He's headed for greatness in his future.
Knipple off the inbounds. A little spin to get himself an open look for 2.
Kid from the Badger State, Wisconsin. Played Wisconsin Lutheran High School, led an undefeated season. Got younger brothers. Uh-oh. Give it back.
Flagg to Knipple over the top. And Flagg with a stop.
Wow. Kevin Gracie's going. Wow. Right there, that's awesome, baby, with a capital A. He's a solid goal. PTP.
Oh, it's swatting away and a foul there.
He's like I called you when you played. Solid goal, PTP.
Dickie V, this is the way Red Auerbach designed it. When you talk about the fast break, the ball doesn't touch the floor.
Yep.
Great passing. You throw it up, allowing your superstar to be able to go up, dunk it through. He gets to double figures. Another assist from Sion James. But Cooper Flagg starts it with his defense on the other end. That's where Duke is so successful, turning their defense into offense.
I got a bone to pick with you.
Uh-oh.
You mentioned the name Red Auerbach. Red Auerbach stole from us. We gave him when I was coaching.
Who is us?
3 Pistons.
Okay.
We had 3 first-round draft choices. So we go out and get Bob McAdoo, and our owner wanted to do the deal. Get Bob McAdoo, and the bottom line is we gave up 3 first rounds. We gave 1 went for a guy by the name of McHale. 1 went for a guy named Parrish in a trade. And they get ML Carr actually as a free agent. So they got 3 guys for our draft choices.
And you know who's so
and
fortunate?
I got fired.
Yeah, well, that's why we're so fortunate. Because now you've been with us for 45 years and changed the college basketball game, all because Red Auerbach got the best of you in the trade.
It's wide open on the feet from Flagg. Red would have liked that.
Screen, roll to the goal. I spoke at a big banquet, Red. I said, Red, you're talking about your championships. Where's my ring? Where's my ring? I got blamed for it, though. It was other people than me. Even though McAdoo said a great guy, was a terrific player wherever he went.
Sellers beyond the 3-point line. Reno calling for the ball. Here's Blakes. Can he get started here? No. Been a long day for him. And his return to Cameron Indoor.
But, Obi, look at the special attention being paid to Blakes. If there's anyone, and again, these guys love him. Tyrese Proctor loves Jalen Blakes as a former teammate.
Having a huge day. He's got 20 points.
But he wants to make sure that that Jalen Blakes understands what he left and what he could have been a part of on this team that could possibly win a national championship.
Blakes nicely done there, and the reverse is up and in.
Oh, there he is.
Agarwal with the basket. Best looking basket today so far for Stanford. Flagg. Oh, Smilowatch again.
They can do no wrong. They can do no wrong.
Flagg is such a good passer, such a willing passer.
Yep. You know what I was just thinking about? Think about this in high school. You had Cooper Flagg together, Derek Queen of Maryland, and McNeely of Connecticut. All 3 are right now charted for the top 10 in the NBA draft. Imagine having 3 high school kids.
Again, regaining big-time command of the game. Not that they're ever really tested. You know who just left a couple of moments ago? Who has seen enough? The great Kevin Hart. He's like, Duke's really good. I'm out.
And he's seen Cooper Flagg, and he will see Cooper Flagg even more, most likely in the coming years at NBA All-Star Weekend, where Kevin Hart, of course, normally is frequenting, but has a show here tonight, so not going to be part of NBA All-Star festivities this weekend.
Kevin's got a show in town, by the way. Otherwise, I'm sure he would have stayed for the whole thing. Cooper Flagg with 13, 3 rebounds, 4 assists. So Stanford trying to cut in. Sellers to drive it. Gieler outside, and the former walk-on will hit the 3.
Gieler was a starter earlier in the year. They were playing a 2-point guard lineup with he and Blakes. However, they were getting beat up on the defensive end, so they made the move to bring him off the bench, but he gives them a shooting spark off the bench.
You'd have done all right from 3-point territory. They made 7 of them. Here's Flagg to try one, but too strong. Knipple with the rebound. Proctor back for Flagg, open again, and give him 3.
Don't give him 2 opportunities. You don't give him that. Look, I know some Stanford grad is crying his eyes out. Happens to be our producer. Our producer was a great player, another good player. He was a superstar.
Yes.
I mean, one of the best ever at Stanford. Rebounder, scorer, Hall of Fame, Pac-12, Hall of Fame, Stanford. Unbelievable, Kim Belton. It's a pleasure working with him. Hey, Kim, did I send it the way you wrote it out for me?
You missed a highlight or two. They'd like you to revisit that after the next break.
When we were talking about not anyone can just get into Stanford, I was actually begging our director, Adam, to be able to put up our Kim Belton graphic. We've got one for work on us.
Stanford with the ball here, 70-44 Duke. Maxime Raynaud has had a great year at 20 and 12 and 20 double-doubles for the year, as that's poked away. Proctor's everywhere and knocked it free. Reno 33 and 14 against UC Davis, 32 and 16 against Santa Clara, 28 and 12 against Miami. He has had a slew of outstanding games. Shot clock down to 5. Reno near midcourt. Does he see it? He gives it up. Long one coming. Blakes can't bank it in. It just can't hit a shot. He is 0 for 7. Brown will let it fly and hit the 3. Malik Brown, the 6'9" junior, and everyone shooting him for the Duke Blue Devils.
Oh, but he looked at one earlier, but he turned it down that time, not turning it down. Of course, Malik Brown has that ability, is not normally that aggressive on the offensive end, but lets one fly and is able to knock it down.
Oh, part of the paint, trying to get around Gillis. That's tough to do, and he will draw the foul. Gillis, such an outstanding defender, and came back after missing a game because he was sick. Did not show up for the Clemson game. Played 15 minutes against Cal this week, and he will send Okpara to the line, the 6'8" junior out of Bronxville, New York.
Yeah, he played, as we said earlier, for Tommy Emmerich and then at Harvard. Really a very physical kid. We congratulated Tommy on his 300 win last night, beating Cornell in the Ivy, giving them 300 wins in the Ivy. Congratulations, Tommy.
Okpara at the line. One of the weaker foul shooters for Stanford. They're a great foul shooting team. They make near 80%. He's at 67.
Contagious. See, your teammates do it. In life, a lot of things become contagious. Oh, what do you see, Corey, as a former NBA player, Proctor, NBA?
I love his size. And Tyrese Proctor came in with the reputation of a shooter. He's been showing off that shooting touch this year. But Dickie B, at 6'5", 6'6", he has the ability to play both guard spots, and he can get after defensively. So I do see a future for Tyrese Proctor at the NBA level. Not sure if that happens this year or next, but I do see him making his way there.
Great effort there by Brown to hit the deck and deflect the pass.
You know, Corey, there's no substitute for a guy that can play either position and make shots.
And we look at the draft board right now. Of course, Cooper Flagg, Knipple, and Kamen Malawat, who we've talked about. Maxime Raynaud projected right now as at the top of the second round, as Tyrese Proctor is in those first 40 picks. But Tyrese Proctor, and of course in today's age of NIL, may decide, you know what, it may be more beneficial for me to stick around and graduate from Duke, be here 4 years, and have another opportunity to be able to try to win a national championship next year as well.
Lakes finally gets one to go from mid-range. And what has been a terribly long day for the former Duke Blue Devil, returning to Cameron Indoor. Finally gets a shot to go. He's 1 for 8.
Really happy for him that a shot went down. He's 1 for 8. He's been so good all year.
Flagg looking inside. Puts it to the deck. Keeps on driving. That left hand usually doesn't let him down, but it did there.
Give Reno a lot of credit contesting that one, though, without fouling.
You know what really makes Flagg so special? He plays so hard on both sides of the ball. He doesn't just play offensively.
Really working hard, but no.
And he's so in tune to the game. Has such an awareness. His cerebral attitude and mentality is special.
Gillis open. In and out. We got an excellent look. He was also shoved to the deck, but no whistle after the shot.
Should have got 3 there. I think the refs want to go to dinner.
73-48. Blakes will try and weave his way through and draws the foul. With 11:07 to go here in the second half. And Duke, frankly, there were.
I believe that's the definition of a power couple.
Yes, without a doubt. Tipped out. 11:06 left in the contest. And John Shire, in year 3 at the helm, has 3 more McDonald's All-Americans coming next year.
Yeah, the 2 Boozer. Have you seen the Boozer?
I have seen the Boozer brothers. I think they are absolutely fantastic. Both great young men. Mom CC directing the way. Of course, we talked about the mothers. We don't need to talk about their dad because we know we've talked about him more than enough.
Blakes to pull up, pop won't drop, and Knipple with the weak side rebound. James Malawat setting the screen for him. He rolls back inside and tipped away by Stanford.
An uncharacteristic turnover by Sion James. You don't see many of those from him. That's his first of the game. Now with 6 assists, so 31 assists, only 6 turnovers. That's a pretty good ratio, Obi. I never saw a ratio like that.
Duke only had 1 turnover at halftime.
I know you didn't have that ratio.
I did not, because I was looking to shoot.
You like to shoot the rock. He's trying to shoot the rock.
Shot it very well, too. 10:32 to go.
And did it very well.
Giller let that fly and knocks that down. Benny Giller, the 6'1" junior, who popped Cal State Fullerton for 20, so he can score. He has 6 today.
They're going to win their share of games in the conference at home. You don't play Duke every day.
Evans, what a tough shot. Couldn't get it. Malawat's lost the handle, but it's knocked away from him.
Yeah, it's not that Stanford is a bad team. Of course, they're 8-6 in the ACC. This is a good team. The problem is they can't guard Duke. Well, newsflash, no one else can either.
Yeah, who can?
You know, so the thing is, especially on this court, as you mentioned, Dickie V, it's tough to come in here and try to stop the Blue Devils on their home floor.
Knipple outside the 3. Gillis for James. James around the back. Still, and a tough drive. Just kept on going, very determined.
He made that because of his strength. His body, his strength, sealed off the defensive player really well. Got him one-on-one. He has really been a big plus. John Shire told me on the phone, he said, we made an excellent job, my staff and all, in finding the right people that fit our style of play.
He has 12 today. He's had a really good day. Stanford can't strike inside, but Duke with the foul. With 9.5 showing.
Dickie V, you talk about finding the right guys to be able to have on this roster. Roster construction is so important in today's age of NIL and the transfer portal. You have to give Rachel Baker a tremendous amount of credit. And you look at the staff, of course, John Shire, Jay Lucas, Chris Carwell. I mean, it goes on. These guys do a tremendous job. But Rachel Baker in the GM position, the first general manager in college basketball, makes a tremendous difference because she's not on the court. She helps John Shire to identify the people necessary to bring in, but she doesn't have to worry about coaching them. I think that makes a big difference when you're building a roster.
Well, I've heard great things about her. Managing your roster is a key. There ain't no doubt about it. Just ask down there in Tar Heel land, who, by the way,
there's my little sis. There's Rach. And again, she doesn't sit on the bench. She sits behind the bench. Oftentimes, you can't even find her. I'm asking where she is in shoot around. She's hiding behind a table or somewhere, OB. She does not want any part of the limelight. She is only concerned about creating the student-athlete experience here in Durham at Duke University. That is her overall job, and she takes it as seriously as anyone and is great at it.
Well, we're going to give her some PR because she deserves it.
Our camera guys are too good. Yeah, we're going to find you. Oh, the slam by Malawach. And a foul, too. Give him 14 points. Some rim-rattling dunks today by the Duke Blue Devils.
Great action once again, pick and roll, and recognizing not to drop it off to the 7-footer, Dickie V. Throw it up in the air where only he can go get it, and Malawach finishes strong.
Yeah, not many people are going to go up there and get it. I know I could never have gotten up there.
You mean you weren't an elevator man?
No, up and away. Hey, John Shire, you mentioned earlier, Obi, what a great job he's done in his 3rd year. As a player, he was an All-American. He was All-ACC. He was runner-up, player of the year. DeMero at that time had a great kid, Vasquez. Remember him? He was a good player.
Taylor gives it up, and Blakes can't connect from 3-point territory, and a foul in the paint. And approaching 9 minutes to go here on this Saturday afternoon.
I went and looked up for the heck of it what he did in high school, Shire. I was blown away. Are you kidding me? This guy, he was just unbelievable as a player. And then he did that in Illinois. In college, he was certainly tremendous senior year, averaged 18 points a game. John was a great shooter, teammate, just a terrific. And he's a rising star in coach. There ain't no doubt about it. It's not going to stop. Getting the Boucher brothers here are going to be great. Carlos certainly was one heck of a player, and it's rubbed off on his kids.
Hey, coming up at 6 Eastern on ESPN, today's featured college basketball matchups continue. It'll be Syracuse hosting North Carolina. Then at 8 o'clock Eastern, number 15 Kentucky against Texas in Austin.
Boy, Texas has really been struggling lately because of the toughness of the conference from top to bottom. You know, and I sort of agree with those that are staying. It may be the greatest conference from top to bottom ever. Ever.
I think one of the real struggles for the committee, the selection committee, is going to be not bunching them up too much in their particular brackets, as Flagg lost the handle on that. Malawach collects it, though. Here's Knippel open. Hustling for his own miss. Got airborne. A great job there to deflect it right off of Stinson.
There's a perfect example of hustling and hustling. Right there, they're up 24 points, and it doesn't stop them hustling. I never forget one time I came here to do a Duke Carolina game, and I'm watching practice. I could not believe what I was watching on Hurley and Grant Hill diving on the floor. So I said to the boy, hey, has anybody told you guys made the team? Care about that? We care about tomorrow night. Grant Hill, you know, you're talking about some of the greatest of all time to wear that Duke uniform. You better put the name Grant Hill in there.
Well, look at this hustle plays today for Duke, and a giant reason the Blue Devils are 21-3, and it's been their defense again shining today.
Look at the way they hustle, diving for balls. That's a reflection of coaching. That's a reflection of wearing the pride. They sell what that jersey brings out. It brings commitment from everybody against them.
Flagg again from Malawach. And another scoop and another fantastic dunk by the big fella. That's by design.
It absolutely is. And when you play for the Blue Devils and you get into the painted area, you're looking for Kama Malawach. All you have to do with your read is you see that big man step over. It's no dumping it off, no bounce pass. You just throw it up to where only Malawach can go get it, and it's been beneficial for the Blue Devils here all night.
Another example of why Cooper Flagg shows what a great team player is. Always looking to make the pass. They love what I love about it. They got great camaraderie. They love playing together. They really do.
Well, they love to see these type of highlights. Cooper Flagg getting into the painted area. We talked about the left hand. We know he can score with it. He also can drop dimes, getting downhill, tossing it up with the left. Malawach with the hammer.
Back after this message and a word from our ABC stations.
Sell this out right now. Make sure you get those raffles. v.org/ Vital raffle, and you'll be helping kids battling cancer. You know, I mentioned Grant Hill a little bit earlier. He's going to be one of my honored guests at our 20th anniversary. Grant is such a beautiful person. Anybody met him? And also we're honoring Michael Strahan, superstar, daughter battling brain cancer.
Right.
Now she's cancer-free. Just a great guy. We're honoring Danny Hurley back to back. Don't listen to all that about screaming, yelling. The guy's got a heart of gold. And then we're honoring, paying tribute to Hannah Storm and also Nancy Lieberman.
What a great lineup. Well, you always get big-time celebrities, and they'll be dunked in by Young.
Do you have a red carpet for this? I mean, I feel like there should be a red carpet. People should be taking a lot of photos coming into this gala.
Come. We'll have over 50, 60 celebrities. Hey, we've raised so far $98.9 million, and we hope to go over $100 million.
Proctor burying the triple to give him 23 points. He's just had a terrific day.
That's tying a season high for Proctor.
Yeah, playing really well. They were all two executions, but unreal.
Keeler off the back of the iron.
Now we got a few. Since the route, our gala is May 2nd. We said 92.9 we've raised million. And we're going to go over 100 million for pediatric cancer for the Jimmy V Foundation.
Stinson collects it. Another opportunity here for the Stanford Cardinal. On the move, Sellers. Too strong. And a big rebound by James. And of course, for the Cardinal, this is their 4th ACC road trip since January 1st, running up against Cooper Flagg, who has 19 today. And it's just been way too much. But
give him the credit as well.
Yeah.
But how about the way that my guy has directed dealing with you and me? How about the challenge that he's had to do dealing with this? Of course, as much as I talk.
Well, you, not me. I'm easy.
you are like a walk in the park, my man.
Oh, you're both phenomenal. You're the best at what you do.
Hey, I want to say this too, really, as we wind down here in this blowout. I can't thank you enough, seriously. You guys, our producer, directors, all the guys. Oh, man, we had the dinner with them last night, all the guys. And what you did to get me up here, I had been so sleepless, wondering how my body could possibly get up these steps. And you guys practically almost carried me up here. And I can't thank you enough.
Oh, you're the best, my man. You're the best. Unbelievable. Having you back is incredible. As we said last week, the whole country just wrapped their arms around you, having you back where you belong. You know, that's how much you mean to everybody.
And having you back where you belong, and it took a lot of work from a lot of people, and again, you give them praise for it. But in this seat here in the Crow's Nest, doing games at Duke, this is what America remembers about Dickie V. This is what they know about you. There have been so many memorable games in this building, and to see you back here in your comfort zone is great for all of us to be a part of.
It really meant a whole lot to me, guys.
Stanford with the basketball. Evan Stinson will lift, but can't find the range from 3. And Gungbo with the rebound. 88-59. It's been a runaway here in the second half of the Duke Blue Devils.
You know, Corey and Dave, we were talking about some of the draft choices of Duke's 3 guys in the top 6 for the jump shot. You know who's in there to be drafted in the middle of the second round at this moment? Evans.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I would love to see, and again, if that holds, I would love to see Showtime Slim stick around for another year.
I agree with you.
And again, with NIL the way it is, and of course, Duke is the truly only global college basketball program, they're not hurting for resources. And when you think about that, I would love to see him, because he's a first-round talent.
Foster with the spin into the lane, but got to the 10 and couldn't finish it. Here's Young to swish it in from 3-point territory.
Dickie V, you've seen Duke now twice live. You've watched Alabama, you've watched Auburn. When you look at the good teams, the great teams right now in college basketball, where do you think Duke is after seeing them twice live?
Oh, absolutely as good as anybody in the game, because they do it on both sides. You know every night you're going to get a consistent effort defensively. Execution-wise, you're going to get because they play so well together, and they play so hard. I've never seen them not play hard. They play with such passion. Coach K was a great believer in that when he achieved that immense record that he has. And it's passed down to his people. It becomes contagious.
Keeler, the junior, that glances away right to Gungba.
Obi, as we look at this lineup on the floor for Duke, Caleb Foster was a 5-star, should have been a McDonald's All-American coming out of high school. As he steps back, lines up a 3-ball. I asked him, and that's the first 3 he's made in the last 10 games. I asked him pregame, can you go back to being the guy that I used to say layup when you shot a jump shot? I had an opportunity to coach him at Oak Hill. He's lost his confidence, but he's starting to find that he got a field goal in the last game. In my opinion, they're going to need him down the stretch. You can never have enough guards on your bench that can come in and give you quality minutes.
Well, a little tangle between Reno and Malik Brown there. They had to be separated at the 3:07 mark. 95-64. And we will take the break here. Getting a little bit frustrated. You can tell Stanford is here down the stretch. And Raynaud's really been locked up in the second half after a big first half. But it's been all Duke since the break at Cameron.
Duke's second 5. When you put the likes of Brown and put guys like him on the floor, Foster, I think they got 5 guys that come off that bench could probably finish maybe in the top 20, 25 in the country. I really believe that.
I believe so. You look at Caleb Foster, but then think about this lineup. Darren Harris is a 5-star. Patrick Gungba would have been a McDonald's All-American had he not been injured and missed his entire senior year. And, of course, Isaiah Evans was a McDonald's All-American. So you think about this group, and, again, you put Malik Brown in that mix, who led the ACC in steals a season ago. And now you're talking about a top-flight team, a top-flight starting lineup for another entire university.
I agree with you. Nice little jump hook in the lane.
Like
Gungba has, he's got the ability. His skill is offensive. That's what he does. When he catches the basketball, he's always a threat to get a bucket.
By the way, moments ago, Gungba and Reno offsetting flagrants in transition. Here comes Foster getting some minutes late and getting some points.
But he can play.
But it's important.
Still, look at that. He wants more playing time.
The step back. Can't drain it.
Man.
Harris with a rebound.
And I can tell you right now, Dickie V, there's no one more excited than John Shire to see Caleb Foster having some success here. Because he knows that that can get him going back. Caleb Foster saved them against Michigan State a year ago. He's shown flashes of where he can be brilliant in this Duke uniform.
Look, he was starting last year.
Evans off the window and they get over 100.
He can be a prolific scorer. He's got great scoring ability. We know he can shoot the 3. If you don't believe me, he can shoot the ball. Ever since the drive, call up Bruce Pearl. He had 6 threes in the first half in their victory over Auburn.
They're going high off the glass, showing off his touch. And it's John Shire. No, John Shire, I forgot to tell him about it. John and we got issues because in the blowout win over Cal on Wednesday, he did not put my guy Spencer Hubbard in the game. I need to see Spencer Hubbard on the floor here tonight.
This, by the way, is season high in points for the Duke Blue Devils. They have had it rocking all day. The 3-pointer on target by Keeler.
I just hope that Jalen picks it up when he go back home down there in Palo Alto and gets it rolling. He came here with tremendous desire, and I think it really, really affected how hard he wanted to do and really do well here today.
Well, it had to be an emotional return for him. I certainly know it was for one Dick Vitale. Coming back here to Cameron Indoor, where you have made and been part of so many amazing memories over decades on ESPN. And a nice job getting open for that one. Agarwal, the 6'6" sophomore, under a minute to go. 101-70. ABC World News Tonight coming your way next.
Duke was at their best tonight. They really were. They were executed. Their rankings with Mr. Pomeroy is going to go up in every area.
Boy.
Oh, man.
Foster. Again.
That's why John can't get Spencer in the game. Caleb's playing too well right now. 10 points for him. He's struggled as of late. To see him get the double figures, that's a positive sign that the Blue Devils are going in the right direction.
He's got to really feel good psychology-wise today leaving here. Great effort by Foster.
On the turnover and a run out for the slam here in the final seconds. So everybody's getting in it.
They love it, man. Look at them. They're going wacky in the crowd. All the future doctors, lawyers. Oh, man. You talk about those kids.
Keeler with the pop.
1,500 SATs. I got rejected here. I had 1,500. Took them 3 times. 500, 500, 500.
But you're still paying tuition. You got grandchildren here, so they got you anyway.
Yeah, they help you.
Well, your final score today, Duke 106 and Stanford 70. Coming up next, ABC World News Tonight.